the video I planned to film today, but my body had other ideas. Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're brand new here, hi, my name's Courtney, and normally on this channel we talk all things wavy curly hair. However, you may have guessed from the title of this video, we are doing nothing hair related today. Today I am sharing a little update on how life living with rheumatoid arthritis is going. Lately, if you've been hanging out with me a lot on this channel, thank you. I love and adore each and every single one of you. And if you're not, feel free to subscribe because we have a whole lot of fun over here playing around with all things healthy hair, wavy curly hair, all the hair fun. However, today, this is what I did with my hair. Today was a jaw clip day for the hair, and the reason for that is my rheumatoid arthritis is kicking my patootie lately. You may have noticed in some of my previous videos that we do some check-ins, and by the end of the day, the hair may be looking just fine, but Courtney is not looking great. I call it my crusty end of day tired face, and that is part of living with chronic pain, chronic inflammation, and a chronic illness. I have talked a little bit about rheumatoid arthritis before here on this channel, but just in case this is your first video stumbling across it and you would like to know the stuff and things, rheumatoid arthritis is not your grandma's arthritis. Unless she has rheumatoid arthritis, then it is. Rheumatoid arthritis is actually an autoimmune condition wherein your immune system gets super confused and decides that snacking on your joints is a much better idea than attacking illnesses that try and invade your body. It's where your immune system kind of turns on itself, turns on the body that it's supposed to be protecting, and starts kind of destroying it. I was diagnosed back in 2020, and it was actually an episode in the fall of 2019 that really knocked me back on my booty. I was not doing okay. I was having some very weird symptoms. I talk more about this in my previous videos. Suffice it to say, I was a human pincushion. Every blood test known to man was run on me, and my general practitioner found markers for rheumatoid arthritis, and boom, I got a referral to a rheumatologist who I am very grateful for, who is doing a fantastic job of taking care of me and really listening to everything I'm going through. I am someone who's on the younger side for this condition, and so that's kind of a bummer. Here is what I know. Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune condition that is degenerative and progressive, meaning that it's basically a wildfire that once it starts, the best you can hope for is to contain it and keep it from spreading, but to completely put out that fire is incredibly difficult, and it doesn't happen to everyone. Being the kind of person that I am, I love doing research and learning, and thus, I learn all the stuff and things about hair. Honestly, curly hair is way easier to control than this disease, which is saying something because we all know how unpredictable curly hair can be. However, I have done what I can on my end to start doing all the research for all the stuff and things, and that can actually be really encouraging and amazingly discouraging at the same time. Here's why. You do any research on the internet, you're gonna find success story after success story of people who had the same autoimmune condition that you did, and they just did this diet and it fixed all their problems, and their autoimmune condition went into remission, and now they live a magical unicorn bubble life where they have no problems at all. Sadly, I have tried those diets, my friends. If there is a diet out there to reduce inflammation, guess what? Courtney's tried it, and no, she didn't try it for a week. I go on these diets for months, knowing that it takes time for the body to heal, and nothing. No reduction in inflammation, no increase in the number of good days or reduction in the number of bad days. And that's really tough when you're not eating bread and cookies. You want to feel way better if you're giving up the foods that you really love and that bring you joy. You really want that to be effective and work for you. But sadly, I have tried those diets before, and being the personality type that I am, being on an incredibly restrictive diet long term actually kind of led me to having what I believe could be orthorexia. I was never diagnosed, but I did lose a whole lot of weight and developed a lot of fear around food. And thankfully, I kind of woke up to what was going on with me. I realized that I wasn't having any more good days, so I was just going to eat the cookies and the enchiladas. I am from Texas. We love our Tex-Mex food down here. I stuffed my face with enchiladas, and guess what? I didn't fall apart, I didn't implode, and my inflammation kind of stayed the same, which is nice because the treatment that my rheumatologist has me doing was working, was holding the disease at bay. However, recently I've started to have some significant progression in the disease, and I'm ready to look for more answers now. That tired, crusty face you see at the end of the One Brand Wash Day series, I believe is due in part to this new treatment that I'm trying. I am currently in the care of a functional medicine doctor who has got me. We have some thoughts, we have some ideas. Autoimmune conditions are inherited sometimes. Nobody knows exactly what causes people to begin having autoimmune diseases. Like, there's not a virus or a bacteria that starts this problem off. You get a cold, it's because somebody maybe sneezed on you who had a cold. That, you know, the cause, the source, the origin of a common cold. However, they don't know the source of autoimmune conditions. It is hypothesized that it could have a genetic component. In my case, I think that is possible because there are other members of my family who also have rheumatoid arthritis. But it is also thought, and this is more fringe circles, this isn't mainstream science. I am not a medical professional. This is not medical advice. Big disclaimer. Not a medical professional, not medical advice. The main reason I'm sharing my story and what I've been through is when you have an autoimmune condition, it can feel very, very isolating. You get in your head, it is so easy to think that you are either lazy or crazy or a little bit of both when you have a disease like this because it doesn't show on the outside. And most people don't have to deal with symptoms like this. So I feel like I'm being lazy when I get knocked back on my booty and my body will not let me do the things I want to do, like film a One Brand Wash Day for you guys today. So that is why I'm sharing my story. Other people who are brave enough to share their stories have deeply, greatly encouraged me when I've been feeling really low. So that is the purpose of this video, to share my story, what worked for me, and to be really honest, because as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of success stories out there of people with autoimmune conditions who have sent their disease into remission. They're living their magical unicorn bubble lives. They're doing great. I don't see a lot of stories out there of people who are in the messy middle, in the middle where it sucks, where things are not better, when they're in incredible amounts of pain, but still seeking solutions. So that's why I'm sharing this particular story. I have no answers. There's no resolution here. The prognosis is bad for me, and that's okay. So, all right, I'm continuing my story. I am in the care of a functional medicine doctor, and we are actually looking at some of the alternative, more fringe causes of rheumatoid arthritis. It's thought that perhaps mold exposure or mold toxicity can trigger these autoimmune conditions to turn on. There are other things that we are looking at and treating the root cause of, and the supplement regimen that I am taking is completely monitored by her. I am having a blood test done every month to check and see how I'm doing. I am heavily monitored by a medical professional, but it's kind of fringe. And honestly, this treatment, I sure hope it's working because it is making me feel so bad. It is one of those that really, some people have a really strong detox reaction to, and I am having all the detox reaction symptoms. Part of me thinks that's because it's not working, and then the other part of me thinks it's because it's working really well that I'm having such severe detox symptoms. My skin is breaking out so badly, and I'm not eating in a way that should cause me to be breaking out terribly. I am getting a lot of sleep. I shouldn't be breaking out because I'm not sleeping enough. I'm drinking plenty of water. My skincare hasn't changed. I wash my brushes frequently. I'm doing what I can on my end to keep my skin from breaking out, but boy, is it breaking out. I am also peeling everywhere. My skin is just peeling like crazy. I feel so dry. That is unusual for me because I am actually more of an oily, greasy person as a general rule. So to be this flaky is unusual. Apparently that's called shedding in regards to a detox process. Bonus, another reason I felt like talking to y'all about this, it's pertinent to the channel because apparently this treatment I am doing can also cause excessive hair shedding. Yay! That is one thing that I am not super looking forward to, is having my hair shed a lot, but apparently that is a possible side effect of this treatment protocol. Also, all of my doctors are working together in conjunction, and I am surrounded by a really good support team of medical professionals who are trying to help me in every way possible combat and treat this disease. Honestly, I adore my rheumatologist. I just found a new general practitioner because we need all the doctors, right? And while I was having my initial appointment, there we go, that's the word, with my general practitioner, she was like, you know your rheumatologist wrote in all caps, extremely severe case, right? And I went, no. He had never told me just how bad I am, which in hindsight, I'm really grateful for. But apparently my rheumatoid arthritis is on the very severe end of the scale rather than the light to moderate end of the scale, which is very discouraging for someone who is as young as I am and who is in as much pain as I am. There are some things that I like to do that actually help a lot, other than this alternative treatment protocol that hopefully, maybe, we'll cross our fingers and hope that it gets to the root cause of this disease and will just, like, if we could put out the fire that is rheumatoid arthritis in my body, I would be thrilled. There is one thing that directly correlates to my rheumatoid arthritis flaring and being so much worse than it would be normally, I guess. If I want to start an RA flare, I can 100% do that with stress. Stress really makes my condition so much worse. In fact, the absolute worst I have ever been is when our beloved family pet, our border collie that my husband and I got when we were first married, who has been with us through our entire marriage, he got cancer and we lost him within the span of 2 weeks. It was very fast and it was incredibly hard and very stressful. This caused my RA to flare so badly that I couldn't use my hands. I couldn't lift my arms up because my shoulders were unusable. My ankles locked up, my knees locked up, my hips locked up. I couldn't bend any of my joints. It felt like there was broken glass in every joint. And I just broke down one morning. I was trying to open up the milk to pour my children milk and I couldn't open the milk jug. I just lost it and was sobbing. I had it. I couldn't do it. When I have a really bad RA flare, I spike a fever and just really don't feel well. And when I say spike a fever, it goes up to 102, 103, and I'm negative for everything. I don't have a virus. I don't have a cold. I don't have a infection of any kind. It's just how my body acts when a flare is happening with the rheumatoid arthritis. So stress causes a flare for me. Stress equals flare for Courtney. Now, while I don't always have control over my circumstances, I do have control over how I respond to those circumstances. Something that really helps me keep my stress low is exercise. That seems counterintuitive when you can't open a milk jug to go exercise. Sometimes what that means for me is going for a walk. And it's more of a hobble at that point, but moving will help the RA calm down. Me being outside with the sunshine on my face, moving what I can move, even if I'm moving so slow, just to go move helps. In fact, I'm actually really grateful that my kiddos are still in the stroller phase because I can hold that stroller and like hobble as we walk. It's great. I don't have to use a walker because I'm using the stroller instead. Exercise reduces my stress. When I can, I love going into the gym and lifting really heavy things. I am in the process of building as much muscle as I possibly can before I'm unable to anymore. I have been told by Western medicine that this is a progressive degenerative disease, and I only have so much time left until I can't move anymore. And I am trying to store up in the storehouse of my body as much muscle as I possibly can until the day when I can't anymore. So I am doing what I can right now to build my body up. Build it up in the good seasons for those seasons that are bad, if that makes sense. Exercise really does help. And it is the days that I feel like exercising the least that I need it the most. Another thing that really helps reduce my stress is to take a soaking bath. Now, I've been a big proponent of Epsom salt bath for a very long time. They are quite magical. However, I have recently stumbled across something that is maybe even more magical than an Epsom salt bath. And that is something my functional medicine doctor told me about. It's a detox bath, wherein you take 1 cup Epsom salts, 1 cup of baking soda, a cup of borax, which is just another form of sodium sort of chemical. It's not sodium bicarbonate, but it's something similar, and half a cup of kaolin clay. All mixed together, you scrub it all over your body, and then you pour it all into the tub and you soak in the tub for 20 minutes, as hot as you can stand it. About 5 minutes into this bath, your whole body is pulsating and you're sweating, and I actually start to feel kind of like it's a little bit too much for me. And then when I get out of that tub, oh my goodness, I feel so much better. So check with your healthcare provider about the detox bath. Make sure it's okay for you to do it. But I personally have really been loving those. And the last thing that I can do that I have control over to reduce my stress is actually to be super diligent about reading my Bible and spending time with the Lord in the morning. I'm terrible about this, guys. I get busy, I get distracted, and unfortunately, that's the first thing to go in my routine, and it shows. It really does. I understand that this last thing that I'm talking about is not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm Courtney, I'm a Christian, and I'm being honest. These are the things that help me reduce my stress and deeply help me manage this chronic condition that I have so little control over. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I sure hope it was helpful to you. If you are dealing with an invisible chronic condition, hugs. I am so with you on this. I understand that crippling feeling of waking up in the morning and having zero idea how much gas you have in the tank. You will start going and then you are completely running on fumes. You are done and it is only 10 a.m. and you had a lot of stuff for the day that you had to get done, and now you're on fumes, and that incredible sense of panic that hits because you have no control over how much you can get done. You just crawl and white knuckle it through the rest of your day, doing everything you can just to make it till bedtime, because there are little people who depend on you, or coworkers who depend on you, or other humans that depend on you, and you've got to show up. You have no choice, but you are done skis at 10. I know that feeling. I understand that feeling of feeling like you're a failure because you can't do the things you want to do. I understand that feeling of complete and utter fury that you have been doing everything right. You've been eating all the right foods, you've been doing all the exercise, and still your body quits you. I understand, and I am so sorry if you are in that boat. You are not alone. You are not lazy. You are not crazy. One of the things that really helps me in living with this chronic autoimmune condition is practicing surrender, because I like to control. I like to be the one responsible for how things turn out, and that is not how I'm designed to be. I am designed to be surrendered at the feet of my Creator, and I have been turning over each day to Him and letting Him take the day and use it how He wills. We're getting real deep and real vulnerable right now. Normally we just talk about product formulations and how they affect your curls. So thank you for being patient with me through this entire video. It's not easy having a chronic autoimmune condition, and I am going to do what I can to not let it affect future videos moving forward. But if I'm looking extra tired and crusty at the end of the day, or you see me really struggling for my words, I am going through a really tough season right now with my autoimmune condition. It's okay to not be okay some days. I hope this video has been incredibly encouraging to you. As always, I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.